She struck his wounded leg, expecting a scream, but froze where her blade shattered, and he smiled. The battlefield was quiet now, eerily so. Smoke from plasma cannons still drifted across the torn soil, mingling with the scent of blood and ozone. Charred trees stood like silent sentinels, witnesses to the chaos that had erupted only hours before. Commander Vera stepped over the crumpled remains of a Zarnik drone, her armored feet leaving prints in the ash. Her crimson skin glistened with sweat and blood, some hers, most not. Her dark violet eyes scanned the field until they landed on the figure she'd been tracking. The human. He stood still, leaning against the wreckage of a downed skimmer, one leg bent oddly. His armor was scorched and cracked, and his breath came in measured huffs. But he didn't retreat, didn't run, didn't plead, and he smiled when she approached. "You should have kept moving, alien," he said, his voice calm, deep, and maddeningly unafraid. Vera's jaw tightened. "You're wounded." He glanced down at his leg, where a gash exposed a streak of blood-streaked synth muscle. "Yeah. Then you know this is pointless." He shrugged. "Try me?" She didn't hesitate. With a growl, she lunged. Her blade, a fused Vark alloy forged for piercing exo-armor, came down in a smooth arc. She aimed it for his wounded leg. He didn't move. Steel met flesh. No, steel met something else. Something that did not yield. A crystalline crack rang out as her blade shattered. Shards of purple metal scattered across the ground. Vera froze, staring at the jagged hilt in her hand. Her pulse stuttered. He looked down at his leg. The blood had dried, yes, but now the skin beneath gleamed faintly with a silver hue. "You reinforced it," she breathed. He chuckled. "Nano-steel graft. Experimental. Didn't think it'd hold up, honestly." "You let me strike you," she whispered, knowing it would break my blade. He pushed off from the wreckage, standing upright. The limp in his leg was gone. "I needed to know if you were serious." Vera took a step back, her warrior's pride momentarily shaken. "You smiled at pain." "Not pain," he said, eyes narrowing. "Victory." She narrowed her eyes. "That is not victory. That is deception. Maybe, but you're the one who swung first." Silence stretched between them, the air thick with tension. The fight had shifted, no longer physical, but psychological. "I was told humans were weak," she said coldly, "prone to breaking. Some are." He took another step toward her. "But some of us adapt." She studied him. His movements were deliberate, calm, no bluster, no rage. Just focus, confidence. She hadn't expected that. "I expected you to scream," she admitted. "I expected you to run," he countered. "Most warriors do when their blade fails." Vera's lips parted, but no words came. Her mind flashed back to her training, to the stories told by her clan's elders, of humans who cried when burned, who begged for mercy. But this one, "You're not like the others," she said. He smiled again. "Neither are you." She blinked. "What?" "I watched you on the ridge," he said. "You could have ordered your troops to fire on the med tent. Instead, you signaled them to stand down." Her throat tightened. "You saw that." "I was inside." Realization dawned. She had spared his people. And now, he was sparing her. Vera exhaled slowly, lowering the broken hilt. "Why didn't you finish me when you had the chance?" "I didn't come here to kill you," he said. "I came to stop the war." She frowned. "With words?" "No, with respect." She scoffed, but it lacked venom. "You think respect ends war?" "I think understanding does." He paused. "You're not the monster they said you'd be. You strike to test, not to destroy." Vera studied him again. This strange human with steel in his leg and warmth in his eyes. She remembered the sting of his gaze across the field, not of hatred, but of recognition. "Your name?" she asked. "Cole." She hesitated, then answered, "Vera." He gave a short nod. "I'll remember it." She looked down at the shards of her blade. "And what now, Cole? Do we stand here and talk while our armies reload?" He glanced at the horizon. "I've already called off my side." "What?" He tapped a small comm unit behind his ear. "Told them I was meeting the commander. Told them if I didn't return, they were to wait, not retaliate. You put your life in my hands? I was already wounded. You're insane. Maybe, or maybe I believe you're more than a killer." A long silence passed. Then, finally, Vera said, "If you had screamed, I would have walked away. Assumed you were like the others. And now, I don't know." She stepped forward, slowly, until they stood nearly chest to chest. His armor still hummed faintly. Hers was cracked and soaked in grime. Yet for the first time, neither seemed to care. Vera lifted her hand and pressed it to the spot where her blade had struck him. "You smiled through pain. That's rare." Cole didn't flinch. "You swung at me without hate. That's rarer." She let her hand rest there a moment longer, then drew it back. "Perhaps there is more to your kind than I was taught, and more to yours than I imagined," he said. Vera looked up at the twin moons rising through the smoky dusk. "If we walk away from this, what will happen to the war?" "Depends," Cole said. "Will you walk with me?" Vera tilted her head. "Where?" "To my command tent. Let them see you. Let them know you're not the enemy." She chuckled softly. "They'll try to kill me." "Then stand close," he said. "I'll shield you." Vera's gaze lingered on him, this odd, resilient man who smiled at broken blades and spoke peace with a warrior's conviction. "Very well," she said at last. "But if they fire, I'll stand in the way." She gave a half-smile. "You truly are broken, human." He returned it, and yet somehow still standing. Together, they turned from the battlefield. The smoke thinned behind them as the moons rose higher. In a war built on pain and vengeance, a broken blade and a smile began to carve something new,